Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist with Camping World, and today we're going to go over the 2018 Heartland Fuel 335 toy hauler. This is an awesome double axle toy hauler, comes in at a great price point, and you have a 13-foot garage in the back. Let's start off in the main living area though, because even though you buy a toy hauler for the garage, reality is this is still where you will spend most of your time. So we start off right here in the kitchen. One of the things you'll notice right away is that you do have good countertop space. They give you nice prep space over here to the side and plenty of other space right back here if you need to throw like a coffee maker or blender, something like that, right back there. You'll also see your stainless steel sink. It is a single bowl sink, but it is quite large here. And then you have the high-rise, kind of modern style faucet there too. Over to the side is your 3-burner cooktop. The front one is high output with your oven underneath. Again, following along with that stainless steel ensemble, all of your appliances in here have that stainless look to them, giving them that nice residential edge. And then you'll also see that of course is your oven to do some baking. Take a look underneath here. Look at that, folks. Big storage there. That's great for pots and pans. You can stuff them right underneath the oven. Super easy access. Exactly where you'd want them to be. When we take a look underneath the sink here, again, this is open, which I also enjoy because that way it gives you enough room to put a trash can underneath the sink, where again is probably where a lot of people have it at home. It just makes a lot of logical sense, and then your trash is tucked away. It's not just hanging off a pole. You have a bank of 3 full extension drawers here. The bottom one is a little bit deeper, so if you do have some larger items, you can stick them right down in that bottom drawer there. And as we come around over to the side, this is something that's pretty cool too. As soon as you walk in, you can take your shoes, kick them off, throw them right underneath there so you have nice shoe storage. And take a look at that up above, folks. That's good storage there as well. So if you want to put more shoes in there, you can do that. Or again, if you have a ton of pots and pans, you can stuff them in there. Either way, I'm glad that they included that storage area. Electrical outlet right off here to the side, as I mentioned. That way you can plug in that coffee maker, toaster, whatever that we had talked about. Big window above the kitchen sink. I personally like that they did this. You know, a lot of manufacturers would just have cabinetry right here, but I like the fact they raised this up because you still have plenty of storage throughout the kitchen, and it really lets in a lot of natural light and helps open this kitchen space up. LED lights for nighttime use. Obviously, you have LED lights throughout the entire RV, which use a fraction of the power and don't put out near the heat. You'll also see you have some accent lighting. You have rope lighting up top there. You know, again, just helps give it that little flair, that little extra pop. Right up top, above the sink, you do have additional storage. Now, what you'll see as we go around is I do recommend a step ladder in here. You know, they utilize the space. They give you a lot of storage, but a lot of it is a little bit higher up. So, you know, you will want a step ladder so you can fully access all of it. Right over here to the side is a great spot for your spices. You'll see they have 2 shelves built in there. So again, you know, good spot to put all your spice, nice spice cabinet right there. Open that up. Good storage above the microwave too. And then of course the microwave right underneath. Again, as I mentioned, stainless steel. And then you have the stainless hood there as well with a light and a fan. Moving over, kind of rounding out the kitchen, you have the Dometic fridge freezer right here. As we open this up, you can see you have good space. A couple drawers right down below, 8 cubic foot. This unit does run off propane and electric and also has automatic switchover. Now, I have had some people when I'm showing this unit and they're like, oh, well, you know, all the toy haulers I see nowadays have residential refrigerators and solid surface countertops. And you're absolutely right. Those are certainly available, but folks, you're going to pay $20,000, $30,000 more for that fifth wheel. So just bear in mind as we're going through here and some of the amenities it has. When you go online, you can click the link in the description when we're all done. Take a look at that price point and you'll quickly see why I love the Fuel. Right up top here above the freezer, again, good storage right there. And then, as I mentioned, they utilize all the space up top, right? This is a huge storage area, folks. Very big, but again, you have to have a step ladder to get up there. But at least they did give you the storage space. And then right over to the side of the fridge, you have good pantry space running all the way down, so that way you have a spot to put some of your food items. Let's take a quick look up top. We'll go back in the garage in a second. I want to finish up this living space first. You'll see you do have a loft up top here, so good additional sleeping space. A couple lights up there, some of your AC ducts. This unit does have dual AC, which we'll see a little bit later. You have a vent fan up there too. And that's a great placement for a vent fan. The reason I say that is if you're, if you don't want to run AC, you just want to run some vents, get some airflow going through here, you have one right there because they know that it gets warm up here being that high. So that way it sucks all the air out. Of course, you have another one right above your kitchen as you would expect. Right over here to the side, you have this little guy there. You have an electrical outlet as well, a little bit of storage there underneath. And then if we open that up, you will see more storage under that too. Now, along this slide here on the off-door side, this is your main seating area. And this is something, again, that's pretty common in a lot of toy hauler setups, which is the 4 recliners. And I love this. It's a great way to be able to sit back, relax, put your feet up after a long day of playing. You have windows all the way around for natural lighting, LED lights up top there. Electrical outlets on both sides too. So if you need to plug in cell phones, you can easily do that. And then you'll see right down underneath, you have the flanges in the floor for 2 large tables. That way, if you want to sit here and have a meal together, you can do that. Last thing, the living space is right back up here. And that, of course, is your entertainment center. 50-inch TV here, folks. So that way, again, you can see it from no matter where you're sitting in the, or what seat you have in the recliners there. Underneath is your multimedia center. So that'll be your radio. It is Bluetooth capable. Has some nice speakers built into the entertainment center there too. Right underneath, you see you have additional storage. You'll also have storage here up top. They put kind of a decorative glass on there to help break up the wood look. And then right over here to the side, again, more storage up top. Right underneath is your main control panel. We open that up, you can take a look, and everything you need will be there, folks. Your tank monitoring panel, your generator, fuel station monitor is there as well. Again, everything you need is located behind this door. I like the fact they put the door on there so it's tucked away and not just a big ugly eyesore. As we step back in the garage, as I mentioned earlier, this one is 13 foot, folks. So if you have a couple different ATVs or motorcycles you want to fit back here, you should have the space. Let's start right up top. So as I mentioned, when we were in the main living area, same thing here. You do have high storage. You'll probably want a step stool. But I like the fact they put those up there because they certainly didn't have to. A lot of manufacturers wouldn't, but it does allow you to utilize that space. You take a look right there in the center on the ceiling, you will see that there's hookups for TV. That way you can mount it right here. So anyone sitting back here, either in the sofas or if you're laying down, if you're sleeping back here, you're able to watch the TV right there. Over here in the corner is one of your 2 exhaust ports. That way, obviously, you can get the exhaust out. Electrical outlet hiding underneath there. You also have your lights back here, another electrical outlet in that corner. Your controls are right back here. This will control your lights as well as your vent fan and also your Happy Jack bed system. If we turn around, we can take a quick look at that. The queen bed is currently raised up. I have the table stored in there as well. But of course, this bed does come down. You have a ladder so you can climb up in there comfortably. You also have the 2 rollover sofas, and these obviously roll over just like so. The other one will do the same thing. That way you have a queen bed here too. So as you see in a lot of toy haulers, you do have the 2 queen beds. Otherwise, if you're not sleeping, you'll want to lock that queen bed up like it is right now. So that way everyone can sit right back here. It's nice and comfortable. You have the 2 sofas. One of the things I love is right back here, folks, you have the More Ride party deck. I do have some videos where I show this being set up, and folks, it is super easy. It's probably one of my favorite party deck systems just because everything kind of swings out and snaps in place. So great system right there, but that allows you to fully utilize this space. Drop that down, hang out outside, enjoy the beauty of nature and being outside. It's half the reason we go camping anyway. If you take a look at the floor, you will see your D-rings. You have 8 of them strategically located throughout the garage area here. The floor itself has a diamond plating pattern, so that way it's gives you some grip as you're pulling your toys in here. It's a rubber material though, so that way it can take the abuse of pulling the vehicles in and out. You'll also see along the walls here, you do have some diamond plating, so that way if your tire kind of rubs up against the wall, it won't scuff it up. As we walk up the steps and into the master bath here, you will notice that right down in between the 2 doors is your foot flush lever toilet. Plenty of leg room there as well, folks, as you can see. And then you have good shoulder space as well. I'm pretty broad in the shoulders here, and I can still manage quite easily. Right here in front of me is your sink top and vanity. I like the fact that you have this countertop space right over here to the side. Dual electrical outlet on the other sides too. I like that. Generally only get one. You know, and if you have electric toothbrush, hair dryer, a bunch of things, and two people are getting ready at the same time, having both outlets can be quite nice. If we take a quick look underneath, you will see you do have storage underneath the sink, enough for a small trash can, and then you also have 2 additional drawers right down here. Up top, you have mirrored medicine cabinet with storage behind that, and over here to this side, you will see you have storage there too. Now, there's not a linen closet built in here per se, but right out in the hall, there is a big closet area, wardrobe. I'll show you that in just a moment. Before we do that though, let's move right into here, into the shower. You can see how much room I have in the shower. It's nice and big. I'm 6 foot. With this skylight, I have plenty of space here, folks. You're 6'3", 6'4". You can still shower in here quite easily. Hand wand, of course, to make showering a little bit easier. You have some shelving. LED light built into the shower. I like that too, because a lot of times I shower at night and it gets really dark in most RV bathrooms. So I like having it in the shower itself. You also have a seat here in the corner if you need to sit down or if you need to shave your legs. You can put it right here on the seat. Just makes life a little easier for you. So as I mentioned, folks, right outside the bathroom, you have this door right here. It does have a mirror on there. When you open it up, you see you have a shelf right here up top. So this is where I would put my towels personally. Then underneath, you'll see you have a hanging rod, which is cool. So that way, if you want to hang some clothes up there, you can do that. Or again, if you want to put like a dirty laundry basket down there, you certainly have the space for that too. When we move into the master bedroom here, you'll see that that wardrobe is continued on. Right over here, you have the nice countertop space there. You have an electrical outlet there as well, a window, LED light, and then you have a couple sizable drawers right here underneath for any folded clothes. And then over here to the side, again, as I mentioned, so more wardrobe continued on. You have a hanging rod going all the way across there, so you can fit plenty of clothes in here. And underneath, you have this additional drawer. And as we move into the center here, you see the queen bed. This one does have storage underneath, so if you need to store some items, it's nice and easy to get at, and that's a big storage area there that you definitely don't want to forget about. On both sides, you have a couple different storage options. So if you look up top, you see the storage up top there. It does have the glass doors that go all the way across, which is cool. I kind of have the same thing here, but this one is a little bit wider on this side. And as I mentioned, you can see right here the storage going across. You'll also notice this is, again, it's minor, but I think it's kind of cool. You have the accent lighting up on top of the cabinets. You know, again, that uplighting just help make it pop a little bit. As we drop down, you'll notice a couple things. You have, again, different nightstands. The one side, you have a shelf there with an electrical outlet, so it's still plenty of space to be able to plug in your cell phone at night. You have the cubby hole for a headboard going all the way across. And then on this side, you have a much larger nightstand. So if you have a CPAP machine, you'll probably want to put it on this side. Of course, you have an electrical outlet there as well. This side also has a drawer. And then underneath, you have more storage. Let's take a look at some of the outside features of the Heartland Fuel 335. Starting off right up front here, folks, you can see you have kind of like this big nose right here in the center, and then it cuts way back. That's part of the tight turn technology, or the triple T, if you will, which allows you to get a tighter turn radius when you have a short bed truck. That way you're not blowing out and damaging the back of your truck at all. You'll also notice you have some LED strips inlaid in there, so it helps it pop at night, and also gives it that nice aesthetic piece, makes it look cool at the campground. If we go underneath, you'll see this one is equipped with the Cummins Onan 5500 watt generator there. Your battery box is over here to the side, and right over here is your auto level. This one does come with auto level, so that way you can just touch a button and the coach will level itself out after a couple minutes. We make our way back here. We'll open up the one of two propane tanks. You have a 30-pound tank on this side, 30-pound tank on the other side for a total of 60 pounds. And then right here, open this guy up, get to the front storage area. You'll see that this is a pass-through, goes all the way through there. You have your stereo to control the speakers out here. You'll also notice you have hookups there for TV. And then winterization, folks, there's that right there. To make life a little bit easier on you, you need to bypass the water heater. That's what that will allow you to do. Also tucked right under here, it's kind of behind that unit. It's tough to see, but there is an LED light there, as well as a battery disconnect. So that way you can flip the switch, kill all power to the coach, which is great, especially when you're storing it in the off season. Take a look up top here. You see the power awning. Touch the button to roll it out. Same thing to go right back in. Has adjustable pitch as well as an LED light there. You also have a light here above the door so you can see your door at night. Getting into the coach is simple, folks. This is your main entrance. You have the foldable grab handle here, and count it, 4 aluminum steps. That 4th step really makes it easy. That way it's not hurting your knees to climb in and out of here. You also have the rubber grip strip, so if it's wet like it is right now, it helps get some traction. That way you're not slipping and falling. Making our way back a little bit further, here's your 2 outside speakers. That way you can rock out outside. Take a look underneath. Aluminum alloy wheels there, folks. Those will stay looking beautiful. G-Range tires on here as well. 7,000 pound axles. You have to love the G-Range tires. You know, that way it's reduced chance of any kind of blowouts, helps with some of that load. And then you also have the Dexter self-adjusting brakes too. So that way, you know, it's again, one less maintenance step. It's something that people often overlook is adjusting their brakes. So with this, again, it's something you never have to worry about. This is your second entrance. This goes back into the garage. The same aluminum steps, but this one has 3 steps instead of 4 again because it is not your primary. But, you know, I like having, of course, that second entrance there. Right underneath is your tire carrier. This is a BAL tire carrier. That way what you do essentially, folks, is you pull a pin, you drop this down. That allows it to pull out, makes it easier to get to that spare. So even though you do have to kneel down, it's a little bit of work, at least you don't have to, you know, get down underneath the camper. You don't have to be on your back getting all muddy or anything to get to it. Right back here, of course, is your main gate. Just lift these up nice and easy. These come forward. You can lock them, of course. That way you can lock your toys in here so you don't have to worry about any kind of theft or anything like that. Right up top, this one does have backup camera prep. So if you want a backup camera, it might not be a bad idea. As we know, toy haulers are pretty big. It's nice to be able to see what's behind you. You also have a couple lights there, so that way when your party deck is down, you can turn those lights on and still party late into the night. Right back here is your ladder to climb up on the roof. You'll pull both these pins out, and this will swivel out and down, which will allow you to climb up on the roof there for any kind of maintenance or just a higher vantage point. Your 50 amp electric outlet or electric cord will plug right into there. I mentioned inside, this one has your fuel fill station. That's what you see here, folks. So there it is. Fill that guy up right there. Your control for it is right over here to this side. Making our way up a little further. This is another one of your gray tanks. So this one has a couple gray tanks, and that is where your valve is. It is insulated, so it's tucked away in there. A little bit easier to get at. You see right down there, that's where your termination will be for that gray tank. You can see this smaller tube feeding into it right there. Making our way up front here. So this is your other ones right here. So that is your other gray and black. And again, that feeds into that same termination. They already wired it together for you, which is nice that we don't have to go and buy one. And then right over here is your main docking station. So you'll see you have cable all throughout here. You also have your Anderson system. This is great for winterization. You know, you can go from city to your tank right here. This, of course, is for your city water. You'll just put it right in there. You have your LED light over to the side, electrical outlet right here. Black tank flush there as well. So that way you can flush out the black tank. That's a great system to have, folks. Without that, you tend to get like paper and stuff that's left after you dump it. That really is a great system there. Right up top here, this is awesome for troubleshooting. If ever you have issues, you can go on here. There's a big troubleshooting guide to help you through some of the systems. This over here is your slide control. And then lastly, right over here is your second 30-pound propane tank. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2018 Heartland Fuel 335. If you're interested in this toy hauler and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.